Hi, welcome to the walkthrough on your new Jayco travel trailer. We'll start up front. You have your standard 2-inch coupler. We do have a bolt going through it, just keeps this from coming up and down while you're hitting bumpy roads. Standard crank up jack, 5-gallon LP tank with regulator and cover. Have a group 24 maintenance-free battery that will be charged as you're pulling it with your tow vehicle and when you're plugged into shore power. You have your insert with the sway ball plate on your trailer and your sway control right here. You have right here behind the battery, you'll see these two small red covers. Those are auto reset circuit breakers in your 12-volt system. Front end, you notice you have your metal, wax it as often as possible. The more you wax it, the more it'll keep your decals pliable and keep them from cracking. As we go around your storage compartment, we have the manual crank for your rear stabilizer jacks. They are back here. Now, one thing about a single axle trailer and a small one, you always want to make sure once you get to where you're going, you lower your rear stabilizer jacks. And they're pretty standard. They just put it in here and they crank up and down. I'm kind of lazy, so I've got a 3/4 inch adapter in my drill. So I can just put it in here. Up and down. Now, that being said, these are stabilizers. They're not jacks. They're not made to level your unit. You need to have the unit level, then you put these down just to stabilize it. Now, if you need to level your unit, you can carry blocks. You can get pieces of wood. You can get the plastic stack pads. Come in a nice blue bag, and they're orange, and you can drive up on them and level your unit out. We'll go further. You have your entry step, pretty simple. Just slides in and locks. You lift it up, you're ready to go. Entry door, deadbolt, regular door lock. Now the Jayco is one key fits all. So one key is going to fit this lock and your storage compartment locks. You have a power awning with an awning LED light strip. All controlled right here. Awning will come out. And your light will turn off and on with the switch. Now, your awning will take a little bit of rain, a little bit of wind, but I don't like taking a chance. If I'm not going to be at my trailer, I don't leave it out in the rain. You don't want to come back and have it be full of rain or blown off your trailer. If you are at your trailer and it's raining, you want to make sure one end of this awning or the other has more of a tilt to it so water just runs off the awning. So you can grab either arm. It says right here, pull down to adjust the pitch. Now, you can leave it like that, and when it's raining, the water will hit and it'll just run off instead of all pooling up inside the awning. I actually prefer doing the other end so the water doesn't drain off here by my entry door, make a big mud puddle at the entry door. It's much easier to do it back here and let it run off over here. Now, if you've had your awning out in the rain, the first chance you get after you get it home, put it out in the sun. Let the sun dry it off a little bit. If you put it away wet and you leave it that way for months at a time until you use it the next time, you'll wind up pulling out, you'll have black mold spots on the awning. If that happens, you want to make a bleach and water solution in a spray bottle. You spray it on the awning, let it set, and then take a brush with soapy water, brush it away, wash it off, let it air dry, then roll it back up. Common RV problem is the mold on awnings anytime you roll one out because it's been put away wet. It'll also get water in it while it's just sitting in the rain when you're sitting at home with it rolled up. We have the back of your refrigerator. Nothing back here for you. This is more for the service personnel. This is the vent for your refrigerator. Tires are Goodyear Endurance tires, 65 pounds of nitrogen in each tire. 110 volt AC outlets. Your vent for your interior stovetop. This little flapper vent, just like most vents would be at home. Low point drains. When you winterize your system or you're draining your system, you have two drains out here. You'll see one's red, one's blue. That's the low point in your water system. When we get inside, I'm going to show you the handles that'll open these drains up. But you always got to make sure to get those at winterizing. You have a bumper. Bumper and caps will pull off. That's where you store the sewer hose. Make sure they're in there real well. Spare tire is another Goodyear Endurance tire. 65 pounds PSI nitrogen in it also. Okay, we come around to this side, you'll see your driver's side landing lane. Cable TV satellite. If you go to a park with cable TV, if you have a portable satellite, they plug in right here. That lets you know cable TV / satellite input. This is your hot water heater. This does get hot when it's running, so if you have small children, make sure you caution them about touching it. It's not going to burn them and send them to the hospital, but it will burn them and make them cry. In here, you basically have only one thing really for the customer to deal with. This little plug right here. That's your drain in the system. That's when you want to drain the hot water heater. I do recommend anytime you're not using it, unscrew that plug and drain your water heater. If you put this away in storage, let's say you store it away for a month, you leave water in it, after a period of time that water will start smelling like rotten eggs. So I highly recommend when you're done camping, drain it, leave the plug out, and then before you take your next trip, put it back in, refill the system. Standard pressure relief valve, just like you have on a water heater at home. If you see a couple drips coming out of that, don't freak out, don't worry about it, that's what it's there for. If you got a constant stream coming out of it, then we need to address the issue, and 99.9% of the time it's just a bad valve. But a drip or two perfectly normal, won't hurt a thing. This runs on propane and it runs on electricity. One heats up just as well as the other. It both goes through the same thermostat. Can you run the hot water heater on electric and gas at the same time? Yes, but why? Why use a power source when you don't have to? Especially if you're at a park paying for their electricity. Use their electricity to heat your water. Don't use your propane. City water connection. This is if you're at an RV park, you're hooked up to their water supply, you hook their water spigot into here. Now, if you don't have a water pressure regulator, invest in a water pressure regulator. Little brass piece, and you can get a brass piece with a gauge or without the gauge. It goes on here and it'll regulate the water pressure and safe use within this one. Some of your big RV resorts will have 100 to 125 pounds of pressure at every faucet because they're so big they have to run that much pressure. Not good on your plastic PEX water lines. Always use a pressure regulator. This is your sewer system. You have a black holding tank, a gray holding tank. Now, this is exactly what it says. Your black tank is nothing but the toilet, the black, nasty stuff. The gray water is the grayish water, soapy water, shower water, sink water, stuff like that. Your sewer hose goes right on this bayonet fitting, right into the outlet at the campground. Now, that being said, open your gray water valve and let the gray water come on out. Your sink water, your bath water, your shower water, there's no need to accumulate it. Your toilet water, You want to let build up and get some volume in there. That lets the toilet chemicals do their job, get things digested. And then when you get a little bit of volume in it, you'll be able to tell because there's a gauge inside. Then you come out here and pull it. And all that volume is going to push the black water stuff out. If you leave it open all the time, what will happen is the liquid will come out, but the solids will form a pyramid underneath your toilet. We call it the pyramid of poop, and it'll come all the way up and clog your toilet up on you. Always rinse your toilet tank out. Now, what I recommend is you take a hose, run it into the toilet inside, let clear water just flush down through the system until you get nice clear water running out. It keeps your probes clean, keeps everything smelling nicer. You have a 30-amp short cord, roughly 25 to 30 foot long, depending on how much they cut when they had to go connect it into the converter system. Same tire rim on this side. Intake and exhaust for your furnace. You always want to make sure the kids don't touch this, because just like it says here, it gets hot. Okay, you have the freshwater fill tank. This is what you fill with water when you're going camping and you're not going to have a water supply available. You fill it right here, just untwist the cap, put the hose in it, and turn it on. When it starts spewing back out, it's full. You can watch the monitor panel tell you when it's full. Now, if you're going somewhere and you don't need this water and you're going to be hooked up, why have any water in the tank and have that extra weight? So right underneath here is your tank. Open it like that, you'll see the water draining. Now, we left water in just to test the system, just to make sure we had no leaks. You can see underneath, there's been no leaks of pressure on the system all night. So we're going to let it continue to drain so you don't have that weight to carry home. This is all your information, your tires, your load capacity, your numbers, and all that good stuff for your trailer. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to go inside.